So you found yourself trawling the internet for a ridiculous amount of hours, reading countless blog articles and watching YouTube video after YouTube video, trying to work out the countries and bank accounts where you can open an account remotely for free. Well, good news, my friend, you've reached the final boss. A turning point in your quest, if you will. By the end of this video, you're going to know 5 premium grade A banks in Hong Kong, Switzerland, Malta, Portugal, and the US of A that allow you to open an account remotely and don't require a large sum to open them or have any kind of ongoing fees. Which incidentally is information you typically need to pay thousands of pounds or dollars to obtain. And I don't think there's anywhere else on the internet that contains all of this information in one single easy to access place for free. And that's not all. If you make it through to the end of this video, I'm going to share a really important consideration that you should have in mind when opening overseas bank accounts. You see, I'm trying to promote my AI automation services and AI marketing agency. So I have no interest, or quite frankly right, to sell you a service that helps you relocate overseas or build a plan B. So I'm more than happy to share what took me hours and hours to learn and figure out. To be clear, I'm definitely not encouraging you to do anything illegal. You should absolutely follow the rules and pay the correct amount of tax that you owe. And not just because of the CRS, Common Reporting System, that exchanges information freely with your home country and home tax jurisdiction about the amount of money in your activity overseas, which will mean that you end up getting caught out, but because international criminals laundering dirty money suck, and free-thinking individuals looking to diversify their assets who have a one-world mentality rock. My name's Dec, and I'm the founder of an AI-powered marketing agency. I previously worked on AI MarTech consulting projects at Google, OpenAI and Zoom at one of the UK's leading startups, and I'm ex-Salesforce Marketing Cloud and IBM. There's more information about my company, should it be of interest and if this video helps you out, below. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to start with the granddaddy of international bank accounts. The one that conjures up images of grandeur and glamour, and that I think ultimately when you hear offshore bank account is what everyone seems to think of first. And that of course is Switzerland. And the bank account that you can open remotely online without needing to attend in person is by Swissquote. Now this Swiss bank account is the only one on the list where you need to pay extra for a debit card each month. Now you might think, well, that's okay because of obviously the fact that Switzerland is relatively politically neutral and obviously has one of the world's leading banking institutions. But obviously I just thought it's something to point out depending on your own personal situation. But like I say, it's the only one that does this. Now, like I say, I'm not an expert in this, I've just been doing some research, but my understanding is that Switzerland isn't the same as what it once was. I think Switzerland got its name in this kind of offshore banking scene for their kind of ultimate privacy laws, and obviously not kind of sharing your banking information or the assets being held with anyone internationally, despite whatever they tried to do. However, I'm pretty sure that Switzerland have now joined up to the CRS, Common Reporting Scheme, which means they'll now share information on request, but it's still one of the best banking systems in the world in a neutral country. So if you want to open a Swissquote account, simply go onto the website, click to open a new account, and then download the app. That's what I did. I downloaded the app, went through, filled in the forms, uploaded a copy of my passport, and there it was. I had to obviously transfer a little bit of money into it in order to open it, but I think I did about 35 euros or something, so it really isn't a lot. And that kind of kicks you off and you're up and running. So Switzerland doesn't take your fancy. The next one on our list is Hong Kong, or more specifically, HSBC Hong Kong. Now, when I opened this account, I was actually blown away by just how quick it was to open. Downloaded the app, went through a few forms, had to take a photo of my passport, then kind of verify myself by taking a photo of my face and kind of moving it around and doing a few of the things that you have to do. And within, honestly, I think about two or 3 minutes, it was open. I've ordered a debit card, which is on its way for free. I didn't have to pay anything for that. And there was no joining fee and no minimum amount of money that you had to put into the account. And I've read some reports about HSBC not necessarily being the most reliable bank to bank with overseas. And I've heard stories around if you're kind of hiring freelancers or kind of paying people internationally overseas from Hong Kong, that they can sometimes freeze your bank account, and they're quite conservative. So obviously that's something to bear in mind. But for opening an account and kind of transferring some money, it's been brilliant and really quick. And obviously HSBC is a pretty good brand name. If you're finding this video useful and you want to help a small business like mine grow, click the like button to help get the word out and spread this video. And if you're interested in kind of potentially AI marketing services, click subscribe or check out my website. Okay, and so moving on from Hong Kong to Malta, which of course is a Mediterranean island in Europe. I opened an account with Me Direct, which stands for Mediterranean Direct, and I just had to complete a short form online, provide a copy of my passport, a utility bill, a bank statement, and then about a week later after completing the form, someone gave me a quick call, and then the bank account was open. I've ordered a debit card for free, and again, there was absolutely no joining fees, there's no minimum amount of spend, and getting the debit card was absolutely free. Now, if Malta doesn't take your fancy, we can move across to the good old US of A. That's the United States of America, to be clear. Now, I opened an account with Charles Schwab, which I think is how you pronounce it, but there's a link below anyway, just to clear things up. But when I had a look and did some research, Charles Schwab is, I think, the 3rd or 4th largest bank account in America. So it's a pretty big and well-established bank account that specializes in doing online services and always wins lots of awards for kind of customer service. I've actually had to speak with the bank a couple of times in order to kind of set my account up and make a couple of calls to them. And I've got to say, whenever I spoke with them, they were really, really helpful. In order to open a Charles Schwab account, you download the app and you open an international brokerage account. I just had to complete a short form online. And then I waited about a week, received an email, and was kind of told that it was all good to go. I didn't even have to transfer any money for the account to be open. But I wanted to get a debit card. Now, my understanding is that is possible to get with a brokerage account, but they encourage you, or it's better if you can, to then open a checking account. So I rang them up and spoke with them, was given a form, which I've printed off, filled in, and sent back. And then a couple of days later, I've had a checking account open now, and a debit card is on the way. So with Charles Schwab, you're able to get both a checking account and a brokerage account. Checking, of course, is a bit like a current account for everyday banking, whereas the brokerage account is for making investments. But yeah, it was a quick form that I had to fill out online, and then I received them, and I was good to go. And the 5th country I'm going to share with you on this smorgasbord of options is Portugal, and the bank is called Banco Atlântico. So with this one, you had to download an app. I've got an iPhone, so I downloaded it via the Apple App Store. And then just start completing a quick form, take a couple of photos of my passport, which actually was a lot harder than what it should have been. I think it took me probably about 10 to 15 attempts in order to actually do that. So just kind of prepare yourself for that. Once you've downloaded the app, taken the photos of your passport, that all goes through. You're then going to have a quick verification call with somebody online. And then that's good to go as well. Now, something to bear in mind when opening these offshore bank accounts is there's something that I mentioned at the beginning, the CRS, or Common Reporting System. Now, my understanding is that when you open these new bank accounts, because of the CRS system, these bank accounts report back to your home country that you're opening overseas accounts. Now, this could potentially trigger a tax investigation. So I would kind of encourage you to make sure as you start to kind of open these bank accounts that obviously all of your affairs are in order. And should Uncle Sam or His Majesty's HMRC come knocking, you want to make sure that you're kind of prepared and got everything you need in order to answer the questions. If you're a business owner that wants to attract high quality leads to your business, I highly encourage you to watch my video here. Thanks, and I'll see you there. Peace!